We are live. Good evening to everybody.
Good evening, Bishop.
They ain't wasting. I wasn't talking to you, Broderick. I was talking to the public. uh, y'all coming on. Those of you that are coming on, invite and share. Good evening. Welcome to When the Right One Comes, men's edition. Please let us know where you're checking in from.
All right.
Coming on. Those of you that are coming in. We are live. Good evening to everybody. Come on in, come on in, come on in the room. Frank doing personal waves and welcomes. Oh Lord, this is gonna be a good night. I got about eight questions. We may not get to all of them, but
8 questions. Wow.
welcome to y'all that are on YouTube. We changed the night so we wouldn't have no conflicts. Those that are on YouTube, let us know where you're checking in from. Hello. Guess y'all want to see what the men got to say on tonight. Everybody share and share alike. Invite and share. Gonna get started in a couple of minutes. He done went from a red light district to a yellow wall. All right. I'm going to ask those of you that are on tonight if you would do me a favor. It's no admission to this, but I am going to ask those of you that are on to follow before the night's over with. I need at least 150 y'all to follow. Subscribe to. It's on the screen right now. When the Right One Comes YouTube channel. I need to hit that 1,000 so I can go live whenever I want to. So y'all subscribe to When the Right One Comes. It's over 200 videos on relationship on there. Good evening, everybody. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. Invite and share. Invite and share. Miami's in the house. Hey, Vika, how are you? Welcome to When the Right One Comes. All male panel. What part is it? Carlton?
3.
Part 3. And we're missing one. He'll be in shortly. Ben Harbor in the house. Michael Hoy, Louisiana in the house. Praying for y'all. Love this panel. All right. Well, we're going to get started. We're going to ask that, this is a time for the men to share their thoughts. And hopefully I can get them to be a little transparent tonight with the questions that I'm going to ask. It is a night for the men to share their thoughts and the women not to judge. Who acting brand new? What are y'all talking about?
They're going to do that anyway, Bishop. You can.
Yeah, well, do your best. Good evening, Pastor Sam. All right. Yeah, they're going to do that anyway because they can't help it. So let's get started on tonight. And our first question tonight. Uh, let's talk about. Let me see where I want to start. So I had a gentleman on my show, and this is no lie. Broderick Rice. I didn't let y'all introduce yourself, like everybody just know y'all. So we have comedian Broderick Rice. He's also an elder in the Lord's Church. Pastor Herbert Johnson Jr., Pastor J, Prophet Orrin Perry, right there with the yellow wall. Young Buck, Frank Ray, Pastor Frank Ray, and then Bishop Carlton Lynch on tonight. And Pastor John Terrius will be joining us shortly on tonight. So I had a man on my show, my radio show one morning. And he wrote a book. This should get us started. Men don't heal, they hoe.
Men don't heal, they hoe.
They hoe. Yeah, men don't heal, they just hoe. So y'all want the premise of the book? The premise of the book is that men don't take time to heal from one relationship to you can actually Google the book. It's a real book. I'll give you the author's name and everything, but they go from relationship to relationship, and they don't take time to deal with their emotions, act like they don't get hurt, act like that they didn't get over, they didn't got over the last one. They just move on. Men don't heal, they whore, they hoe, they don't heal. Is that the truth? Women tend to have the famous statement nowadays, I'm not dating right now. I'm not talking to anybody. I'm getting myself together. I got to get over the last one. And when you really talk to them, you ask them, well, how long ago was it? Oh, it's been 3 years now.
Yeah.
And is that really a woman saying, I'm getting over them? Or is it a woman really saying she's afraid to come back in? So it could be the same thing for men. So is it true, Pastor Carlton Lynch, starting with you, that men don't heal? They just go from relationship to relationship, never stopping. They can just walk away from Shawana and go right to Tamika, just like that.
I was praying tonight, Bishop, that you was gonna ask Frank to start, but I would have to agree. I would have to agree, and not necessarily hoe.
I was just using that as a shock value.
Okay, yeah, because
It's good now. It's good. It's real
because
good.
if we did with hoeing, we would have to bring Broderick in because the first time we went live, he said he was an ex-hoe. So we would
Yeah.
have to describe what that means. But to answer the premise of your question, I do agree that men never stop. I believe that even while we are hurting, we will still keep going. And I believe that we believe in our mind that dating and getting to the next one is a form of healing, which in a real sense, we need to check in the emergency room too and get checked out. But I think our way of healing is to get to the next one. Women, their way of healing is to take a step back or two and, detox from whatever transpired in the previous relationship. But to answer your question in a yes or no, I believe absolutely that young man, whoever wrote the book, I agree with him 100%.
Frank?
The premise of the title of the book, Men Don't Heal, They Hoe, would suggest that the reason they're hoeing is because they've been hurt. I don't agree with that premise. I believe that most men that were hoeing or are hoeing has nothing to do with them being hurt. It's just something that they do. I would say it in the opposite direction. I know more women who sleep around after getting hurt because they want to go through a whole phase now because they were dedicated to one man, or they were married at 21 and got divorced at 37. Now they're saying they want to go through a whole phase. Just from my experience, men don't hold because they're hurt. Just from my point of view, they just hold because ain't nothing but the dog in them. So
you don't agree with Carlton when he says that we don't take time to heal? You think
now on one hand, I would agree with men jump from relationship to relationship.
But that's all the premise.
To me, that's not holding
the book.
Yeah, that's all I was saying. Really, Frank.
No. I get it, Frank, but that's not really the premise. The premise of the book was saying that they go from one. Anybody that we say hold usually means that they sleep around
multiple
person. That's the premise.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah, I didn't look at it, Greg, as that word "hoe." I looked at it as you just explained. Moving on.
I just said that because that's where I got it, the reference of the book. Yeah, and
I
put his name up there just so y'all know I wasn't making that up. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No.
That's.
Prophet Perry.
I agree with that. I think you all really kind of define. I didn't look at the word "hoe" as just sleep around because there are different terms for whore. You can be a whore financially, emotionally. There's different ways that you can do that, but I think most men do. And then as men, we learn to dress our own wounds with whatever we can, with whatever is near. So a lot of times as men, we do go from woman to woman, not saying it has to be intimate. But it's the same way. I don't think that's just genderized as to male either. I think it's male and female. But I would say that we do that. We do that. Because again, we learn to dress our own wounds. We kind of heal ourselves, try to heal ourselves. That goes into that macho ego thing that a lot of men do have as well. But I think it does mean that we do that often. We do that. I agree with that 100%.
Broderick?
Oh, definitely. I want to say there are levels, and I mean this seriously. By experience, there are levels to poetry. And that might sound comical, but there are levels because, trust me, as you get older, there are levels. So it's not always the sex act only. It's the financial piece. Sometimes it's just that power and control thing. You can have 6 or 7 women, and just to know that they all want you, whether you ever give yourself to them or not. And sometimes because you have opened up, or I have opened up, shared my wound, trusted that woman to be a type of nurse or midwife, and then she run off with the information. And what I do, I said, I'll fix that from now on. Preemptive strikes. I'll hurt first, which means I will hoe in one another. Anytime you unfaithful, to me, that's a level of poetry.
That's so funny to me, poetry.
I mean,
that is funny.
It's like poetry. It's just like poetry. Yeah, but it's poetry. Bishop?
Right. Pastor Johnson?
Well, let me say that I also agree as it relates to men have the tendency to go from relationship to relationship because we don't take the time to heal. But the other aspect of that is this. Women tend to have support groups around them. And men, we tend to keep everything bottled up on the inside. So men don't really get together with a group of friends and express their frustrations over a relationship. That's not what we do. We have a lot of egos, a lot of machos that we have to work through. So I think that's one of the reasons why sometimes we deal with that issue in an unhealthy way. It's simply because we don't have the same kind of support groups surrounding us.
So if all of us agree, because I definitely agree that we don't take our time to heal, why don't men, let's have some resolve, why don't we take our time to heal? I know for me, after being married 20 years, I went right into something, only to wake up one day and say, what in the world are you doing? Because I didn't want to deal. I'm the kind of person in the past, I have tried to, what's the word called? Suppress my feelings. And a son of mine that's going to be with the Lord named Oscar Hayes, he said to me, he said, Dad, if you don't deal with them head on, then they will come out somewhere else. If you, how many of y'all agree with that?
Yeah.
If you suppress your feelings, and they'll come out somewhere else. And so why then, any of you, why do we do that? Why don't we just chill for a minute? Is it because we just can't be, we don't want to be alone? What's the reason?
You know,
Talk to the women. Talk to the women.
I think it's okay. Go ahead, Carl.
No, go ahead, bro.
I honestly think that it's multiple variables. Sometimes we leave one relationship for the mistress. Help me miss on the stress. Mistress. We have that type of setup. You have the macho, egotistical one that says, "Hey, my background says, or how I was raised says that men don't cry. Men, we know how to hold it together. It's that macho thing that we teach men, and that masculine thing. So a lot of times men aren't really taught how to be vulnerable. We are taught more so how to be protectors, but when should we be vulnerable? When should we say that the kryptonite really is killing us? When should we really say that we're dying in the inside? And without a no judging zone, because a lot of times that goes into another variable, trust. Because if I expose myself, am I going to be looked at as I'm weak? Are you soft? What are you? So it's multiple variables to that in my perspective with that.
I think honestly, I think that women and men struggle with healing. I don't think it's just a man thing. Most things that women say is, I'm just taking time. But is that actually healing just because you're spending a few months by yourself? I mean, I don't think that none of us really know how to deal with the root issue of hurt or of rejection and those type of things. So I think that I'm interested in knowing myself. How do you heal? I mean, I think it's more than just taking a seat back and not dating for a season. And, you can go 6 months without dating, and on the 7th month, still be the
And
same.
you're still not healed. You're still not.
You're still the same you.
But it's what I said. You have to come to terms with where you are, and you have to deal with all those emotions, or they're going to come out. They're going to spill out somewhere else. And do we deal with the emotions? Because I wasn't, and I can speak. I'm gonna be very transparent tonight. I can speak and say that stuff come up to remind you that you're not healed from that. You see certain things that remind you, and y'all may not want to be transparent, but the bottom line is, I know when I came out of being married 20 years, I was like, I'm good. No, I wasn't good. I wasn't good at all. And we don't be good because we don't. I think, Carlton, to answer you, I think dealing with it head on and having somebody to talk to, whether it's a psychiatrist. I mean, you don't really need nobody to answer you.
Right.
Because divorce, or if you with somebody for a while, is like a death.
Yes, sir. Yes,
somebody.
Yeah.
You
Yes,
can't
sir.
be with somebody forever. I mean, for like 20 years, or dating somebody for 5 years, and you just say, I'm good, and walk away. No, that's where soul ties come in at, and all that. That's getting into a whole nother thing. I mean, I'm just being honest. You just can't. We fool ourselves to say that, and then what we do, we start bleeding on other people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're not healed. Neither has the wound. The wound hasn't healed, and so it's leaking and it's bleeding on the next relationship, and it comes out different ways. You talk to people crazy. You try to pay them back for the other person's debt when the new person didn't do nothing to you, but you charging them. It's like eating at McDonald's, going to pay at Burger King. Y'all leaving me out here today.
Bishop,
You working?
So Carlton, y'all agree? I mean, what say y'all?
Yeah.
okay, but I believe I'm 55. I've been married before. I've learned more about my 11 months of marriage in my close to 30 years of being divorced. So listen, I have been healing for 30 years, but I have to tell y'all, even when I was with some good women,
with the issue of blood.
Yeah. Even when I was in a good relationship, to be honest, every time it got really close, my mind went back to them 11 months. And I found a way out of that thing. I sabotage it. Sometimes I act like the Lord did it, that he's leading me a different direction. Or I would watch this. I was good for finding flaws and cracks in her. But deep down inside, I was horrified, petrified at the idea that I was going, excuse the expression, close the deal that reminded me of them 11 months. And it done took me close to 3 decades. Whatever healed I am right now, almost 3 decades to get to this point. To where I can even be opening up just to say, oh, I do this because I'm scared. I do that because, I wasn't just a hoe just for being a hoe, but a part of that was the hurt. And then where do you have permission to bleed?
So do y'all believe, Frank, that's good, Broderick, that you can bring somebody in your life to help the healing? As a man, from a man's perspective?
I don't think that should be your persuaded burden to put on them. If she is a natural healer, someone that can help nurture you, then that's something that she just does naturally. But for me to put that burden on her unwillingly, then it's always gonna end up bad.
Right. Facts.
But
Every
Bishop
woman
John-
does not have nurturing capacity.
That's good. That's why I asked you.
That's good.
Every woman is not able to help you come out of certain places. So I mean, we can't put that burden on every kind. She has to be a special kind of woman that is able to see that in you and is able to willfully help nurture that in you.
Listen, ladies, they talking tonight. Listen, ladies, everybody's not a healer. So the woman with the healing qualities, what is she able to do to help you get through it? When you talk about that, like for real.
Listening. That's it. I think listening is a great part of healing. No judgment. The word heal backwards can also spell the name Leah, being there when I need you. Knowing how to be there, but listening, and not trying to use my vulnerability against me later. I think a lot of times we have a lot of women that say, men, be open with me, honest with me, but then you use it against me later. There's a thin line between, I was told, my grandfather always said, there's a thin line between a wife and a knife. And so, you have to know the differentiation, when to use information. There are some things that should never come back up. If it's classified information, it shouldn't be said again.
And it shouldn't be brought up in an argument, because then you're not doing anything. And I know I'm gonna get in trouble with this, Carlton. I'm going out here, Johnson. Women do that well.
Oh my God.
Absolutely, yeah. Talk about
I'm
everything.
sorry, ladies. I love y'all. Y'all know I love y'all. But women do that well. They, and some men do, but women really do it well. And so when you do that teaching moment, you shut up. If you do it one time to man, y'all disagree with me if you want to, then he ain't gonna do what? Come on, y'all.
He's not gonna open up
Ain't
again.
gonna trust you no more.
No
He
more.
gonna start drawing back. He might even start lying about certain stuff because you've proven to him that he can't trust you with that area of him.
Yeah. And who all did you tell? Who all
Yep.
did you tell? Run
Yep.
off with my hurt, my wound. You who all did you tell?
Yep. And see, Bishop, y'all gotta understand when we was talking about why men don't heal. I think it's just, I mean, women are from Venus, men are from Mars. We just handle stuff differently. Like we're just not quick to throw people we are dating under the bus. We're just not. We don't have men caves and talk about what Shirley ain't doing. How many times she ain't cooked this week? How many times you ain't had sex? We don't get together and talk about these things
That's good, Frank.
because we feel like we gonna look crazy for staying with you.
Right.
But women don't care. They'll get
Yeah,
together.
women think we
They'll
still
know
want to talk
all your
about that.
business. We don't
Absolutely.
talk about them.
No. If you got a buddy that you can talk about your situations to, you may have one
Yeah.
that you can be vulnerable with. If not, like, yeah. Okay, go ahead. Pastor Johnson, you want to add to it?
Yeah, let me say this. I think that a lot of times too, men, we become immune to pain. And so when you're in relationships, when you have experienced disloyalty and distrust from a woman, you not only shut down, but we have the tendency to become so immune to pain. We tend to put all of the women, we tend to see all of the women.
Yeah.
The end result is going to be the same. So we start identifying compare some of the past arguments with the present arguments, and then we start to
Wow, that's
retreat.
good, man.
That's real good.
Yeah.
Anybody else want to add to that before I go to the next question?
You know,
Bishop.
I will say.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I will say this, that I think that sometimes women have to know our past and how we were raised. My dad is 81 years old now, and I've never seen my dad I never heard him talk about anything that bothered him.
That's my grandfather. That was my grandfather.
I've never seen my dad cry. I've never seen, if he did have those moments, Frank, and I'm sure he did, he never exposed that before the family. So you want us to talk, but I never seen my dad talk to my mom. We rode all the way to Alabama on vacation, and it was only 8 words exchanged. What exit? You know what I mean? So I think you got to learn how your man was raised, the type of family, the type of background that he come from. Because I just believe what you're saying, Pastor Johnson, in a nutshell, that everybody deal with hurt differently.
Right.
And you're not talking to a man that just wants to just rip open his heart and just expose everything because he's not sure if you can be trusted with the hurt.
Yeah, and then as you know, a man that is raised by a single parent, a mom, we learn to be what we need to be for ourselves by ourselves. So we a lot of times we talk our pains with ourselves. That goes back to what Pastor Jay was saying, that about being able to be immune, numb to pains. I think that was a great way to sum that up. Men become immune.
Mm.
And then some of I can speak for me. Let me speak for me. I just be like, don't nobody care anyway. It's what I'm gonna share it for.
Yeah.
And then when you no, seriously, I'm being very transparent. When like somebody asks me, how you doing? And now we all pastors. or we out front, so I can speak like I know this is true for most. Most people don't even ask us how we doing. Everybody that call our line wants something.
Need
Yeah.
something.
It's like when John Terry is on the first one, said, you know, somebody buy you something, you'd be like,
Yeah.
or when you say something nice to me, because you know, it's just so you keep it in and you walk around like Bishop Jakes. You say, you just and my grandfather was like your father, Carlton. He said, and that's the way I'm a man of few words. Yes, in this kind of platform, this is my safety. This is my comfort zone. But one-on-one, those that know me, we traveled together for how many years? 2 years?
2? Yeah, at
We
least.
probably just the same. We probably was the quietest ones.
Yeah.
You know, I'm an introvert, even though I do all this television and lives and question all that. And my grandfather, you know, when my grandmother was doing all that talking in the house, I knew when I come home from school, he'd be in the garage. She was running her mouth. He was in there listening to the news radio. And he like, you know, so a lot of us, that's where we come from. And I try to use my words few, but I try to use them to be heavy when I do use them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you got to understand, most men are like that. Women use more words than we do. It is proven.
Yeah.
And so when you get, and I applaud these guys for getting on here talking like this, because this ain't the norm. That's why this is so needful, and everybody is loving it because we don't do this. So the
Hey,
next,
Bishop, can I say one more thing about hurt?
absolutely.
I was I'm starting to think, do we ever get totally healed? And when I'm hearing, you know, hurt, I remember I was in an accident with a young lady in a car. She fell asleep, and we ran into a home, and I ended up with a neck brace for about 2 months. Didn't take any medicine. I didn't go to any appointments. I just felt better and I was healed. And I took it off and went on with my life. Didn't feel anything. But about 3 or 4 years later, I was healed. But 3 or 4 years later, I started feeling something. And the truth is this right here. I don't think that just saying that I'm over it, just saying that I'm healed, just saying I'm better for right now. But it can still come up again. And I think that sometimes we can put ourselves in a vulnerable position by even exposing that we're healed, because what happens if we're in a relationship and the thing that I thought that I was healed over, it returns again.
Same thing. I fell on my bike last year. I went to the doctor. He said, as you get older, it takes longer to heal. That's some preaching stuff right there. He said, you're getting older. I said, but I didn't used to feel this kind of stuff. He said, you're getting older.
Yeah.
He said, that bruise may be there for the rest of your life because your body doesn't heal. I want y'all to listen, you know? And that's true with all of us as we get older. I mean, let me be transparent moment. Me and Carlton spoke about it. I had something happen a week ago today. And it took me under, and I thought I was healed from it. It took me, Carlton, it took me under, you know, and it came back, you know, and those of you that watch my videos, you saw one of my videos, it looked like I was about to just, because you think that you healed from something and you're not. But anyway, so let me ask y'all this. Let me read this. That's true, Bishop. But the people that truly care and want to help you overcome, you shut down, it can ruin something great. You get the award for that. I have said that to other people. Ladies and gentlemen, I ain't gonna talk that much now. I'm gonna stop. The worst thing you can do is when the right one really comes and you still got residue of the old one, you can miss out on something that's gonna take a while to come back around, or may not ever come back around. Y'all agree with that?
Yes, sir.
I've been there.
Right.
I've talked to people that was like that, and they're like, "No, I got to get over it. No, I can't." And you know the kind of person you are, so you'd be like, "Oh, I can help." Like Frank was saying, you that person that healer. So let me ask y'all a question: are y'all all healed men?
No.
Whoa, I didn't expect that.
I'll be lying as I was.
Oh my God, a hush came across this room.
Let's not deal with that, Greg, because we'll turn this into a revival. We'll start crying.
Wait a minute.
Our hands
Johnson?
will go up.
No,
Yes, sir.
no,
Oh, I'm in process.
Roderick,
I'm definitely in process.
Oren,
I'm in rehab.
Frank,
I'm coming.
Lynch.
Cold blue.
Wow. Wow. May all acquaintance be forgiven.
Greg Davis.
Hey, according to what day you talk to me on.
Yes, sir.
And
now that's
see,
definitely true.
see, for us, men of influence, we're all of us on this phone are men of influence.
Mm-hmm.
And when we walk into certain rooms, we're treated certain kind of ways. When we go on the road, we're treated certain kind of ways. The people that you pastor treat you certain kind of ways. And it's almost devastating to be in an intimate space with somebody and they treat you less than the people that don't really know you like that.
Wow.
And so it's
right there.
hurtful. It's hurtful, and it takes a while to bounce back from it because, baby, do you know who I am? Like,
Oh!
like, do you know what I carry? Do you know what
Right.
I've entrusted you with?
Right.
And that's not ego talking. That's a
That's
compliment.
true.
Right.
You know, I tell people all the time, Frank, now don't play me for dumb. I know who I am in the kingdom.
Right.
I may not say it all the time, and I may be humble, but I know who I am. Go ahead,
Right.
Frank. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Go ahead. I'm out of it. Go ahead. Go ahead.
So, ladies, here's men that are saying, "Cold blues. I'm in the process. Hold on. I'm coming." Like Sam and Dave. So Frank goes back to what he said. The right woman can help with that process. I often say that if you the way you take somebody's focus is by giving them another.
Yeah, right. Right.
Y'all heard that?
Yeah.
Yeah, the way you take somebody's focus, you give them another. And all these conversations need to be had. Okay, let's go to happy. And I don't know if it's happy, but let's go to something else.
The room got heavy, Bishop.
Oh, it got heavy. The smoke
I
came
still
in here.
feel it. I still feel it.
Yeah, it's still.
Yeah,
It's
okay, let's move on.
well. Hey, I guarantee the room is ready to get light. Pete got a light. Heal.
Oh, you decided to join us.
People of God. People of God. People of God. I am hurt. I ain't gonna even lie. I've been hurt. And I'm still healing. Every time it looks like I'm getting ready to get healed, help will do something else to hurt me again. I'm just,
Here we go. So let's ask you the question. Let's ask you the question. Since you're just getting there, we're gonna close out it. Are you healed? Seriously.
I just told you every time I think I get healed. So I'm happy to say.
You know, you and Roderick are the resident comedians. I don't know where y'all. That's Hollywood.
It's really, no, honestly speaking, it's really a major process. It's like, wow. It's really a major
major process: rehab, cold blue, life support ventilator, all of that. It's like sometimes you be hurt to the point to say, should I really just try this again?
Mhm.
Or should I just focus on something else?
It's a day, and would y'all all agree that we do all this? I mean, we on live at 10:42. Over 250 people on all the platforms.
Right.
We up here doing this, and so is this the way that we don't think about it?
Yeah. Yeah, because listen, when we're doing this, and I miss doing comedy, man. I miss the crowds because, in those moments on stage or when we turn on the camera or what, we're the savior, we're the doctor, we're the hero, we're the knight in shining armor, and and especially as a comedian, but same thing for these great preachers and authors and businessmen, man, I just go ahead and let that be my healing. What I do.
So Dr. Evans wants to know, are these men doing self-healing or professional counseling?
Well, Bishop, let me say this.
Or we just don't deal with it. Go ahead.
Bishop, let me say this. I think that this is part of our process of healing. Being able to do these panels, to be able to have this discussion, and also the camaraderie with each other. This is part of the process of healing. Now, to the question that the young lady asked, I think that having a safe space with some people that we can trust, I think that will also add to the process, and also having a good hobby where we can take our minds off of things and to relax. That's also a part of the healing process.
So let me say this, and I want to give a comment that somebody just text me. I believe that you can't find the right one, because that's my mantra. You can't find the right one until you become the right one, and that's part of it. So we got people watching that we don't even know. Pastor Sapp, Dr. Bishop Marvin Sapp just said you can't be anything to anyone until you're everything to yourself. Thank you, Marvin. He's watching. Okay, great conversation. Y'all want me to say it again?
Yes.
Yeah.
You can't be anything to anyone. It's like what I just said. You got to become the right one until you are everything to yourself. To thine own self be what?
True.
All right. Let me ask y'all this. Let's talk about bad choices. Oh, I'm coming for y'all tonight. We might have to. I got 8 questions. We probably ain't gonna get to all. Let's talk about. Frank had to sit up. Let's talk about bad choices. I did a thing the other week, a video talking about that most of my problems in relationships has been bad choices. Bad choices. Bad choices because I was lonely. Bad choices because they was fine.
Yeah.
Bad choices because they made me believe they wanted me and not my platform. Bad choices because they made me believe that they wanted me and not to be just some eye candy on my side.
Yeah.
Bad choices. So bad choices, Roderick, makes you wait a long time so you won't make a bad choice again.
Yeah.
Who want to start? Bad choices. John Terry's looking all in the wall. I ain't never seen him look all. He all in the wall. He like, Doc, I didn't know we was going here tonight. I thought we was having fun.
Bad choices, Bishop.
Who want to talk? Carlton, go ahead.
I mean,
That Rick was a bad choice, Carlton.
man, come on. I heard John Adolph say that in life you can choose whatever you want to choose. You just can't choose the consequence of your choice.
Mm.
And I believe because of the bad choices that we've made and people that's on tonight have made, some of us are still dealing with the consequences of it. And it may have been 12 years ago, but you're
Wow.
still dealing with it now. And I think that may be the thing that holds you back from moving on, because you're afraid. And most times you don't always know that it's a bad choice. I mean, at the beginning, you know, it might not look like the bad choice, you know,
Right.
but for whatever reason, it turned out. Now, some of us do know, you know, we done had warnings and all that type of stuff.
Doc, them flags be waving.
We just pass them on by.
We pass them on by. They be doing like this. Warning, warning. For real. Who else? Bad choices.
Sometimes what's bad for you tastes good to you.
Ah!
And so, you know, a lot of times it's like candy. You know, we keep taking it until we get sick. So a lot of times, and then bad choices do kill chances for others that futuristically you could engage. So I think a lot of times it's all about, you know, are you willing to, what Carson just said, deal with the consequences of your choice? It bears down to that. You know, your life looks like your decisions. And so what you decide today does alter your destiny, you know, tomorrow. So I think the bad choices are a major factor in trying to find that right one. And sometimes you can pass the right one because of a bad choice and the consequences that you're living through.
Bishop, listen, sometimes for me, gentlemen, what's best for me don't look good to me. I can't get any help. I can't get any help.
Y'all know you're being funny, but that's really true.
That's real true.
It's just like vegetables. Many times I don't want no vegetable. I want dessert.
Yeah.
I want something sweet and delightful, and just sometimes just because she does not, and I know it wasn't no red flag she was waving. Do you know what I'm saying? It was me. Even she could have been a flag company. But listen, that was the most sexiest. Come on, Pastor John Terry. That was the sexiest flag. I painted her red flags green because I wanted how she looked.
And sometimes you can miss what you need looking for what you want.
Well, you didn't say that right. Say it again.
I said sometimes you can miss what you need looking for what you want.
Okay, let's go into the other question, and that was going to be the follow-up, and we could still answer all this. So, is having a type all right? Do y'all have a type? Because
I think we all have the type of woman that we like.
No, these women be trying to talk about, you ain't got no type. I done got beat up so much on radio for that, man, talking about relationship, talking about what I like. Everybody know, and they be like, you discriminate, what you don't like, big women, you know what I mean? I mean, so yeah, we all have a type. Go ahead, John Terry. So has that messed us up though?
Having a type?
Yeah, is the type the right type? Because apparently our types ain't helped us because we all sitting here single.
I think that it was what y'all stated earlier, that the very thing we know that we need, we don't want that. We know what we need in our life. You like, this is her. She comes with everything that I know, every component. But this one right here, you know, it's kind of different. She's a little wild, but I like this one a little more because it's a little more fun. You know, but this what I need. This is what I need. And so, you know, it becomes a problem because the type that you need is not the type that you want. Because come on, you know,
we're gonna get an Emmy award for this show tonight.
But Pastor Tate, let me ask you this question. Pastor Tate, let me ask you this question.
Yes,
Do
sir.
you believe that you can find what you need in your type?
Take a long time, brother.
Brother, I believe it. But the issue is
Help my unbelief.
your type is gonna be, you'll have to kind of mold it more to your liking. Now that's the plus side. That if you have the right type and she has, you know, the components and doesn't mind listening to you and engage in certain things, then you can shape it. And some women gonna take this out of her. The hell do you mean type? You can shape it. No, I'm not saying that. I'm just
Like
saying
that coaching we talked about.
like you can shape it for yourself to say, okay, now she understands or whatever. But sometimes that thing that you don't need but you want, you ain't got the shape, you ain't got to say nothing. It just, you know, it ain't good for you though.
Yeah,
And Bishop,
because outside what you alluding to, are they any good?
Right.
But you didn't answer this question. Can we have both? And do you all, okay, let me say this. Do you all agree it takes longer to find it?
Yeah, takes long.
I agree with that.
Okay, go ahead, Carlton.
I mean, and I think when we talk about the type, it's more than just the look when you deal with the type.
Yeah.
I think the type could be unemployed. The type could have their own money. The type can have their own house.
Right.
My type.
I just don't think, and I don't want women to think that's listening tonight that is all about the look. Because
Right.
that is
Right.
because that is a part of the type. But I think it goes far
60%.
more forward than just looking at the body. I want to know about not just the body, I want to know about the bank.
Somebody said milkshake versus the smoothie. I like milkshake.
It's not good for you. Milkshake. My grandfather used to say milkshake give you worms.
Yeah. And smoothie make you lose weight.
Frank, you done heard that. Your granddaddy probably said give you worms. So have we messed up because of our type?
Yeah.
You think so?
Yeah.
I don't think so. I don't think so. I think it's your type. That these women ain't selling unless they want to. I don't think a man ought to settle. If you have a certain type of woman, you ought to go out there. If you want her to have a job or be an entrepreneur or whatever, be fine. There's somebody out there that the question is she gonna want you back though? That's the question I need. Cause you make a mad, she'll start looking at your sister. She wants your cousin. So we live in y'all. You understand? So you know, you got. I don't think we messed up.
Y'all was asking where John Terrius was. He has arrived. Hey, Frank, the glory has lifted.
We all in the flesh now, though.
We're in the flesh because we had us a moment.
Come on where the real table is spread.
Okay, since we out of that mode, here's a good question, and I'm gonna start with John Terrius on purpose. This question was on purposely starting with him since he was late. Okay. If we were to talk to any of your ex, what would they say about you? Now, hold on. Because here's what I've done.
You-
I could name her name. I was married to Pastor Kim. We talk about each other publicly for 20 years. I know that in every situation, we tend to blame the other person.
Right.
But I know what my part was in our marriage. My part is we got out of balance, and I allowed us to get out of balance. It was just about churches and full gospel and starting this and starting that and getting where we wanted to go. We were successful in that, but we lost a marriage. We lost us in all that. It was about kids. It was about churches. It was about being in leadership in full gospel, working for full gospel, building our churches, starting church. That was my part. I know my part. So that's probably what she would say, even though she says great things about me. So looking at yourself, in other words, and I'm saying it that way as a shock value, what did you learn about yourself through any of your exes at this point now?
I've learned several things about myself. Is that I have the tendency to either talk too much or don't talk at all. And I got a attitude, but I'm not like no aggressive guy. I'm not gonna get mad to want to fight you or nothing like that. I ain't nowhere near that. Because if I got to fight you, I'm ready to leave you. It ain't even that crucial. You ain't worked at all to make me lose everything. You lock me behind jail because of crazy. No. I think attitude, that's all. It ain't really much that I need to work on. I just keep having a prayer life. Because this prayer life just really keeping me grounded and guarded so I won't go left field. And you asked the question, what would any of my ex say about me?
Would there be a common thread?
I think they would pretty much sing my praises because I've been a good person. Now I don't just settle for anything. I don't take just anything. If y'all want to, you go watch a YouTube. Crystal said good things about me on her YouTube channel, so y'all get a chance to go over there and support her. She says some real good things about me, and just in case you watch this, I appreciate you for saying good things about me. But yeah, I mean, she said a lot of good things about me. I don't think none of them have anything bad to say about me. If they do, God's gonna get them.
So your takeaway, though, seriously, is you either talk too much or you don't talk enough. There's no in between. Okay. Okay, Carlton.
I think one thing that I've learned from all of the relationships is that I realize that I am really a giver. I have sold in every relationship that I've been in, and sometimes I've realized that sometimes you can give too much, and I caught at the end empty in some instances. I think they'll all agree to that, and I think the difference with me and Tate, I know he said sometimes he can talk too much or not talk at all. I think when I get to a certain place, I think they'll all say that I'll shut down quick and it won't be any conversation. And so do I think they'll all say good things? I think most of my relationship, most of them was different, and they're different people for the most part. And the truth is, Bishop, I don't know what some of them will say, but I know one thing, that they will never say that I disrespected them. They'll never say that I put my hands on them. They'll never say that anything got out of line. Now, would I just leave and not answer the phone? They'll probably all say that. But for the most part, that's what I believe.
So your takeaway is what, in a few words? I mean, you're better in which way that you learn from?
I'm better to be more patient and understand that I don't care who the person is. everybody deserves another chance. And just as women shut down, I've shut down. I'm learning to be more patient in this season.
All right. Ray, we almost got 400 people on here, y'all, at 11 o'clock. Glad to have y'all. Some of y'all exes is on here, I know. Go ahead, Ray.
Now, let me say this. Now, the issue that I'm gonna have with some of these women on here, in our comment section, is that y'all ain't gotta say to each other, "Oh, they still hurt." We just express to y'all that we're still healing.
They saying that? Somebody
Yeah.
saying that?
See,
Yeah.
I ain't reading the comments tonight.
See, that's
I'm
one
gonna go
thing.
off.
Y'all must have came on. Y'all stop that. Y'all must have came on late because we just about spilled our guts all over the states.
Like,
I ain't reading the comments tonight.
Thanks for catching that. You had to
well,
just
don't read them, Frank Ray. I read them.
because the first 45 minutes, guts and everything is all we done bled and everything. Go ahead, Frank. I'm keeping her question up because I want to remember this. Lynch, you gonna remember this question?
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's an easy question.
And the answer is yes.
Yeah, I would.
Yes, I know I date me.
And you know what I wish sometimes you could go back and talk to the people that I've dated because it ain't never been about cheating. They will be like, oh my God. So yeah, the answer, everybody would say yes, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. Go ahead, Frank.
What would my exes say about me? I think the same sentiment of Tate and Lynch that I'm more apt to shut down. Once I don't like repeating myself, for one. I feel like once I've expressed something to you, if you don't make an adjustment, or either you don't care enough to make the adjustment, or you're just not able to make the adjustment. But either way, it's not beneficial for me. So I have a tendency to shut down rather than continuously expressing something that has offended me. And as we talked about earlier in the show, for those of you that's just tuning in, I got a big issue. I got a big issue with grown women who love throwing the men that they're with under the bus. I just have a big issue with it. And I mean, that's a common relationship advice from any counselor, that you do not discuss things with people that are close to you when you are upset, because you gonna go back to him, and those people that you express your disdain with are gonna be holding it against him. So I got a big issue with that. That don't sit well with me at all. And so once that happens, once you show me that you can't be trusted with certain areas of me, or once you show me that you can't be trusted with stuff that we go through within our relationship, then I've learned that it's pretty much a done deal for me. I might stay. I've stayed in it and went through the motions and said maybe it's gonna get better, but it never got better. And so I think they would say that I'm impatient now. I'm somewhat unforgiving when things don't go how I think that they should go. So I think that's on the negative side, but they would have plenty of positive things to say. I'm a giver. I'm fun. I'm well balanced. Yeah. So
y'all ask some funny questions. So what? Why are you single?
Well, let me address
No,
that
no,
too,
no,
because I done seen that. I done seen that about 5 times tonight. Everybody that's on this call tonight is single by choice. Our singleness is not a disease.
We're not single because we ain't got options. From the old man on down.
Praise God.
Trust when we tell you. Sometimes you just don't want the options.
Can I say this? It must be a lot of single women online tonight, because if you had a man, your man wouldn't let you be on here watching us.
What you think is after 11 o'clock?
You'd be too busy. So clearly y'all in the same boat as us. And I'm just rolling in the bed. Okay, all right, go on, Bishop. I'm gonna go
And,
left.
and y'all looking at the options.
Right. You sitting on here watching this.
Right. Y'all even paying
And you
attention.
telling me you ain't single? Okay, then.
He got a yellow wall this week. It ain't red. They paying a whole lot of
Well,
attention. I done seen them comments about 10 times. Orange, they know first names now. Go ahead.
they may be in the relationship, but they ain't happy.
My God.
Go ahead, Orange.
It's not what you do, it's how you do it. A lot of times, my what is good, but sometimes how I do it is wrong. So, Ray, you say you ready?
Hey,
Yeah, he read that one. I can
bingo.
tell he read about it.
So a lot of times, my impatience, and then I have a tendency, and I know I'm probably not the only one, that it's hard to be in the light as an influential pastor and come to a relationship and not get the same honor or the same level of respect. So I can kind of start pastoring my relationship if I'm not careful. Having an expectation, so again, it's not what you do, it's how you do it. That's what I've taken.
Okay. Pastor Jay.
I'll be honest. The common thread that I always heard was, number one, impatience. I lacked a lot of patience, and also not being attentive. And so what I have learned is that women, I mean, they not only desire attention, but they really crave attention. And so I've learned to get better in those two areas, patience and just being attentive. I've been like you, Bishop. For me, it was all about the work.
Yeah.
It was all about making stuff happen and moving the church forward.
Yeah.
And, over the last couple of years, I've learned, and also this pandemic has taught me a lot too. Because when everything had to shut down, didn't have too much to do.
All of us learn ourselves over again.
Yeah, it would have been nice to have somebody, around like that, when things are shutting down.
Yeah, we being honest, but they ain't gonna appreciate it. They're gonna still
They gonna talk about us anyway.
like this question right here. Tate, I should let you have this one.
Have your wife or ex ever cheated on you with a preacher friend? How did you feel?
I don't know, because they wouldn't still be living, but so go ahead. These questions are Monday night is more interesting than Sunday.
It was a preacher who told Frank Ray III, myself, and some other young preachers, don't y'all ever fall out over these women. You remember
He
that?
didn't say women. He didn't say women.
I'm using the right term. Very known, very seasoned. I mean, everybody loved him to death. He said, don't y'all be around here falling out over these little women. But it wasn't women, it was something else. He says, y'all are preachers. These women are going to come at you and come at your brother. You going to fall out over at your brother over this woman when y'all know what she all about. So if your woman cheated on you with another preacher and all that, that's because you didn't realize that what she was all about.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Broderick, answer the last thing. We're gonna do one more question, and we out of here. Unless they have questions.
You the same one you asked Pastor John Terrius?
Where you been asleep?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Well, okay. Well, you talk about the other question. Okay, let me say that, not the comment, but let me tell you something.
No. I'm talking about the question I asked John Terrius.
Okay. That was twofold.
What would your exes say? Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, well, for me, it's my way or the highway.
That's funny. That's funny.
Now watch this. After everything, they love the way I treat them, take them to dinner, talk to them, sing to them, make them laugh on the phone for hours. But that's my introductory offer. I love doing those things, but now I'm not just doing those things and giving you unusually wonderful treatment, okay? And then you think you gonna run me. You ain't gonna run me. So they say, where's your way at the highway? I said, no, it's just my way first. I'm supposed to be leading this thing. You didn't have no problem when I was paying that bill. You didn't have no problem when I was taking you to nice place. You didn't have no problem when other things were going on.
Somebody
So
said,
listen, and some of my exes are on this page right now. And if you ask them, it's because they'll tell you, oh, he was nice, he was fun, he was for me, yeah, but it had to be his way or the highway. I won't call names.
But they own. But they own.
They on here on tonight.
You saw
On
they
tonight. You know they on here.
my side is hurt.
Listen, they inbox me after the show be over.
Broderick Rice, the comedian, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, so
That man said it's his way or the highway. And the lady came back and said, no wonder you could go.
And you know what? And I take full responsibility. But remember, before it's my way or the highway, they got treated in a special way. And I believe, watch this, I got a word for the week. I believe it should be an amalgamation of my way and the highway and all that good treatment and spoiling. I can't get no help, Bishop. I can't get help tonight.
So everybody that has questions, I need y'all to send y'all questions like right now, because I'm going to ask the last question. And if y'all have questions, we'll answer y'all questions. So where is it at? Let's, so I thought about this the other day when I was walking. Would you rather somebody that's in love with you or somebody that's going to care for you? Because I believe that there's a difference. You could have a woman that's in mad love with you,
but don't know how to care for you.
But don't know how to care for you.
Yes, sir.
Well, I've been with the Lord for this session.
Yes, sir. You sat with him, Doc.
No. Seriously, because all of us have been in those relationships where the person love you. They all, and I'm not talking about a needy person. I'm not talking about us being needy, but I'm talking about because all of us are out here. You know, Ray said something earlier, and I salute him for it because all of us have platforms. All of us, we got our own platforms. Got churches, got businesses, or you know, a celebrity, a comedian, whatever whatever the case may be. We're not, we who we are, and that's not arrogantly, but we really need somebody to care for us and care about us and help. So is love over? We kind of use that word kind of,
It's overrated.
Is it overrated?
Overrated.
Are you asking is it overrated?
Yeah, it's very overrated.
I definitely think it's overrated.
Yeah, it is.
I think what's love got to do with it?
She tried to tell us. So let's talk about that. What when you talk about, let's start with Johnson, Pastor Jay. When you talk about somebody being in love with you, what do you need at this point? Somebody to care for you, or somebody just say, I'm in love with you? And what does that look like?
Personally, I need both. And I do believe that it's not either or. I believe it's both and. I believe that if a person is in love with you, if they are truly in love with you, they would even take the time to learn how to take care of you. That's just my belief. I think they would take the time to
That sound
know
good,
your
Pastor Jay.
needs, to
But it
identify.
ain't.
This sound good, Pastor
I
Jay.
hear you. I hear you, Reverend.
Yeah, because I think you still have to go through that. Teach me how to love you. You know what I mean? You still have to be taught how to be loved. And nowhere in the Bible have I read that God ever told a woman to love the man. I think it was respect and caring for him, nurturing him. So, I believe that it's more so you helping me meet and caring for me. Because it's hard to care for me and not gain a love for me in longevity.
I agree with you. There's nothing in the scripture that says that commands. Let me say it like this: that commands or instructs a woman to love a man. But the reality is, there are women that will be in love with you. There are women who will love you. There are women who will embrace and enter that relationship loving you, but don't know how to take care of you. And I think that if they really love you, they will take the time to learn how to take care of you.
Come on, brothers. Come on, brothers.
Now somebody not gonna like
You ever been with a woman that may love you? Talking about, I'm so in love with you, but don't know how to take care of you? That's what I'm talking about. Come on.
Right.
We done been there.
I've been there, done that.
Yeah.
And I'm asking this for a reason, because I think all of us, being who we are, we need. Oh, let me speak for me. I ain't somebody that's gonna care about me. I don't care how many times at this point you tell me you love me. I need you to show me. And sometimes we big on the saying that, Carlton, come on. I mean, I hear Johnson saying he want both, but sometimes.
Care for me.
Yeah.
It was a young lady about 2 months ago that came to see me, and I asked her, Tate, on multiple occasions while she came to see me, what is it that you want? We was out shopping and all that, and she ended up getting a cart, going to get stuff, and I seen all this stuff, and I was like, oh, hell no. I thought she was trying to get me to stuff. And you know what? To my surprise, Tate, she was buying stuff from my crib out of her money. She don't love me, you hear me? But she seen the need. She seen what I needed at my place.
Yeah.
And you know what? I said to myself, you know what? I can get used to that, because the reality is, one thing that the reason why the woman was pulled from the man was to be a helpmeet, to assist, to come alongside, to help, to aid.
Mm-hmm.
And so I believe this. I forget how you said it, Perry, but I believe out of the care for me, love shall produce.
Yeah.
Hopefully. And guess what? I feel like what you say, talk about all the time, Bishop Gray Davis, when the right one comes. I think when the right one comes, there will be a level of love and care. It will be both, as Johnson will state. But if I had to choose one or the other in this season, care for me.
This.
Go ahead, Tate.
I wholeheartedly think anything you can fall into, you can fall out of. And so I think many of us that want to fall in love, when the person is not what we thought they were and things start changing, we fall out of love with that individual. That's why many marriages didn't work. That's why friendships don't last long, because we fell in love with the person. And then when we figured out it wasn't for us, we fell out of love. So we didn't have the love that we have. So we say stuff like, I love them, but I don't like them. I care for them. So stuff like that. We have those kind of terminologies that we use and terms that we use. And so I think my pastor said, you literally being a pastor or a leader in church, you got to almost find you a woman that's going to treat you like a king. Can I say that? Why? It's just like what Pastor Ray said earlier, because you can't expect for me to go to a church and be treated well by my member who will fix my plate. What do you need? And bring it and sit it at the table, and you telling me get up and fix it yourself. Some ain't balanced. Then these are
That's
people
what I'm talking about.
you got to almost like literally. I ain't saying I should be your king. You should care for me so much that I don't have to search for anything else in any woman. Many times, y'all, these women, I know they're gonna say, you can give a man everything they want, they still gonna look at somebody else. They still gonna do this. That means you have been meeting the wrong individual. Because once you meet the right one, and I find what I love and what I like in the individual, and I find that you care for me, not what I got to offer you. Because if I had nothing, you still show me that you'll care for me. That's why I said the other week that it'll scare the devil out of me to see a woman buy me something. Because I
talked about that earlier. Yeah.
want giving. So if I get a pair of Gucci anything or anything that I think that is high class or whatever, or makes me feel like something, I say, oh my God, you didn't have to do this. And I'm kicking against the blessing that they might want to give me because I'm so used to being the one who's always doing this and never doing this from an individual who I'm dating or who I'm with. You know what I'm saying? And so I think every woman needs to literally treat your man with the care of saying, whatever you need, I'm going to be there to care for you so you don't have to find that in anybody else. I think what we're searching for, I think all of us want to know is just if somebody care about us.
That's it.
Without all this other extra stuff attached to us. What if I lose the church? What if I don't have the platform no more? Are you still just going to care about me?
Yeah.
Are you still going to lift me up, or when I'm down, you going to say, see, that's why the church didn't want you no more. Or that's why this didn't work in your face. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
As a man, you're already under enough pressure. You're already under enough pressure because one minute, if you like women a lot, you're a homemonger. If you don't deal with a lot of, they don't see you with none, you're gay.
Yes,
So,
sir.
Absolutely.
it's so much that we battle, so we just need to know if somebody care about us. I want you to love me, but don't fall in love because if I make you mad, you might fall out of it.
Yeah, man.
I need it to grow. Caring and loving, I think it's a developed process. It grows. When it grows strong, nobody can bend or break you. When it got to grow, I think everybody can understand things have to grow. And the deeper it becomes, the more developed you are. Because then I'm trusting you. I'm you know, when you've been hurt so many times, you go into a relationship trying to learn how to trust again. That's it when you're talking to your preacher buddy. You don't care if they're your bishop, but you got to have some kind of level of trust to open up to any individual and say, I hope it ain't going to be repeated. You know what I'm saying? So I think, the care part is what we look for.
Absolutely. That's
The
why I
loving
brought it up.
part, that's going to come when you show me how much you care for me.
Yep. You can grow to love somebody.
Right.
The caring part, they can be in love. I'm telling you, it's what I started off saying. They can be in love with you and don't show the care. You know, and you talking about them Gucci shoes. Heck, some of us would be glad just to get a pair of sneakers.
Yeah.
You understand? That's what I'm saying.
I'm sitting here thinking right now, you know, I could think of one relationship that I was in probably that it was like just giving back and forth, both parties. But it wasn't a one-sided thing. Yeah. Okay. Anybody else want to tackle that? If y'all got questions, answer them. We're closing down. We've been on for about an hour and a half. Anybody else want to love or care or both or what? Anybody else want to, Frank?
Man, that care piece is vital. And I think it stems for all of us on this phone. I think it stems from what we do because our feelings towards our responsibility fluctuates. Sometimes we feel like doing it, sometimes we don't, but we can't stop caring because we know we got people depending on us. So we keep showing up week after week. We keep showing up to funerals week after week. We keep shaking hands week after week. We keep caring for the people week after week, even though sometimes our feelings fluctuate.
Right.
And it carries over to the relationship. Like we can argue in the restaurant, and when we get outside, I'm still gonna open your door because caring is what I do. Loving is what I feel when it comes to a relationship. So my care is not going to fluctuate. So I judge you based off that. Does your caring fluctuate because you pissed off at me?
Right.
So the caring piece is extremely vital. I value that more than anything. That's just me.
And I think, Bishop and Pastor, that each of us can honestly understand this. Women demands love, men demands respect.
Yeah.
If you respect your man right, I believe he'll love you right. But if you are a disrespectful devil, this man is not going to love you in the right capacity that you need in the room. I'm serious. I think each of us just demand a level of respect. The issue is, and y'all, I guess y'all ain't catching it. If I'm dating you, if I'm with you, what makes you think that I am so common with you that you can't respect me? You know, them women back in the day that married pastors, they wasn't gonna do nothing to hurt them. They wasn't gonna do nothing. They were gonna cover them. They wasn't gonna try to kill them. They wasn't gonna try to send them to this platform and make them look bad. Anything went on at their house, they were gonna keep their mouth closed because they, watch this, they may not like what he was doing, but they respected his position and the authority that God gave to him. And they don't want to talk about this. I ain't got to deal with this. He had to. I'm gone. This is what kind of generation we live in. They don't want to take nothing. They want stuff quick, fast, and easy. And that's why they get baby. I know who the baby daddy is.
And it come from that trophy wife culture though.
It does.
That and I think men are partly responsible for that. That men just we got to the point where we just want something that look good, so we start accepting less than what we really expect just based upon how she looks.
Yeah.
And so we make exceptions because she fine, but she ain't doing nothing else but being fine to being a trophy. And so we dumb it down what we really expect because the bruh gonna say, man, she bad when we walk in with her.
Yeah.
And so I think part of that is on us too.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And it seems like the more finer she is, the worse she is.
My God.
Because everybody told her, you ain't got to deal with that. You bad.
Mhm.
Yeah.
What they ain't telling you, daughter, yeah, you bad, but you can get replaced too. Just like I can find another one that's bad.
Yeah.
To the left, take.
Huh?
To the left,
I'm telling you, I think what people are not realizing, a lot of you women that's in this comment section, you always listening to people who ain't got nothing. And when you get a good man, all the people who ain't got nothing, they just teach you how to lose what you already got. And truth be told, them same people who telling you, girl, I wouldn't put up with that. They chasing that same man, just waiting for you to get on out the way.
And then Bishop, I know we got to go, but I think something else is aiding in this divide between men and women is this feminist culture too. That I went on a date some time ago and I never forget it. And we got to talking about domains and roles, and everything she described sound like an old school man. She want a man that's able to provide, pay bills. She don't want to change no oil, which is all fine with me. But when we got to talking about her responsibilities as a woman, that sounded old school to her. It was, I'm not doing that. That's being patriarchal. So
and what they're saying is, I
double
ain't gonna take care of you. Yeah, well, yeah,
it's a double standard.
I ain't got no care, right?
Yeah, and I think love becomes toxic when you don't meet my expectations. You know, after I've loved you for a while and we've engaged and talked and things, and you don't meet my expectations, because parishioners, supporters, fans can love you. They love who they think you are, but they really can't care for the person that you are. So, you know, again, I think that love can become toxic without you meeting my expectations of caring for me, caring for the person that no one else sees versus the person that everyone else sees.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right. I think this has been a good hour and a half. Women make sure you better make sure your man on full.
Oh.
You know, let me and I'm gonna turn it over to Lynch, but you know, even with that, you know, you better make sure he on empty too.
Yeah, I was thinking that, Bishop. I was thinking that.
I mean, I'm serious. If you're gonna be with a preacher, you don't want him to leave home, you know, not taken care of. I'm not just gonna be. We gonna have a good time. We laughing and all that, but man, you know, you don't want him to go be looking in the back. Make sure he empty when he leave home. If he going on the road, make sure that you done took care of him. It's a thing.
Somebody said something real powerful. If a man take care of you and the house and love on you, there's no reason why he should be disrespected. You should lay out for that man, spread them open if you marry.
Right. No, that's what I'm saying. I mean, that's the truth. At the end of the day, that's another whole subject that we'll get into another time. But I'm saying, man, let me tell you, I heard somebody say this. It was one of my daughters. I'm not going to, but anyway, I don't care how mad you are with him. You don't hold back that if you married to them. You don't hold back sex to get back at him, because he'll be like, okay, you hold it back, somebody else will. You play some dangerous games.
Dangerous.
Those are dangerous games that you play. And you don't want to play them kind of games. So that's the real talk. Talking about married folks. So don't y'all get on, won't be on Larry Reed talking about married folk. All right. If it's no more questions, if my husband cheat, will he be? If my husband cheat, he will be greedy, not needy. Oh, that means you won't take care of business, Pastor E.
Nah.
I think some women think so long independent sometimes.
Too dangerous to be greedy in this season.
Sure.
Oh,
Yeah.
my God.
I want to thank all the preachers that's on, all the women my friend is on here, Dr. Irisha. She just texted me and said it was a good conversation. Marvin Sapp texted me, said it was a good conversation. Y'all don't know who on here. They just ain't commenting.
Right, they watching.
If they ain't watching now, they're watching the replay.
You understand?
Absolutely. Those of you that are on, I'm going to turn it over to Pastor Carlton. I need y'all to subscribe to When the Right One Comes YouTube channel. I need at least 150 y'all to do that before y'all go to bed tonight. When the Right One Comes channel, so that when we do this kind of stuff, you know that it's coming. Also, there's other 200 videos, and there's 2 other shows like this of the men that you can watch. I had one lady tell me she watched it 6 times in one day. The last one.
Jesus.
She said, I can't stop watching it. Okay. All right. Pastor Carlton.
Man, again, thank you, Bishop Davis, for giving us this opportunity tonight.
Read that, y'all. Look at that comment.
I know that's right. Yes.
They be hard on me, but I'm good.
He ain't bothered.
Trust me, he ain't bothered by it. He probably gonna have an after party.
I'm pretty sure they just upset because I ain't responded to their DM. I'm sorry. I apologize.
See, I used to be like him and just say,
y'all ain't no host, so every time you jump in my inbox, I'm sorry. I say hey the next time. Just comment on the picture, man. I'll do better next time.
hey, Broderick, remember Broderick still say whatever you want to say too. I used to be like that. I used to could say all that. Now I say it in a different way. I get you in another way. Go ahead, Lynch. I want to thank you, Pastor Lynch, for you coordinate this for me, and I really thank you. And you can announce your piece tomorrow night too. That you have it. Go ahead.
All right, but first, before we do that, let me thank Bishop Davis. In the comment section, show Bishop some love. Let him know that you appreciate the opportunity to come after Tate. Some of y'all were just waiting for him to get on. Y'all was being nice and spiritual and holy, but as soon as he came on, it shifted. But I thank Pastor Tate. Give it up for him. Pastor Tate, give us final words tonight.
I love y'all. I love each and every one of you with the love of God. Okay? I care about you. Let me tell all of you crazy people on here who be watching us, we thank you for your comment. But this is our truth. Maybe you don't agree with it. Maybe it sounds foolish. Maybe it sounds left field. But listen, don't judge us. Just pray for us. And then some of the stuff we just say to see what y'all gonna respond and how you gonna respond to us. So just pray for us, because I see y'all get real bothered by how we feel. Oh, these my feelings, but you bothered. Good night.
All right. Prophet, give us final words.
Thank you so much, Bishop Davis. And again, to the comments, this is our truth. You know, respect our truth. We want to hear your truth as well, and we've heard it, but respect our truth as well.
Roger, short comments. Last week you kept going. Just say a
Listen,
word.
I'm old and I'm lonely. Thank you, Bishop, for the opportunity.
Frank Rice is so fine.
Listen, thank you to all my new brothers and to all of the listeners and those that are viewing. Thank you. I'm grateful. Glad to be here.
Okay, which one they talking about?
Frank Rice is so bad. It's so fast.
Who is Frank Rice?
No, they're talking about Pastor Ray.
Go ahead, Lynch.
Pastor Johnson, final words. Pastor Johnson.
Frank and some rice.
Thank you. Let me say I enjoyed this conversation and this dialogue on tonight. And I just want to remind everyone to remember that healing is a process, and God is in the process.
All right. Last words from Frank Rice. Is that what's his name?
I done got renamed and everything.
She gonna
Listen,
be
man.
box tonight.
Praise God. Hold a peace. Bishop, thank you so much again for having us on. Pastor Lynch, thank you again for the invite, brothers. It's always good talking to y'all. And to the ladies out there that's bothered, just Just pray for us. We ain't got it right yet, but we're trying. This is our truth. This is our fun zone. This is somewhat healing for us. If you were on early, you felt a shift. You literally felt a shift, and I'm certain that everyone else on the call felt it in their room too. We felt the heaviness of healing that still needs to take place within each and every one of us. So we thank y'all for tuning in and being a part of that with us. Thanks, Pastor.
Yeah, you're right, Pastor Ray. It was a shift, and Tate came on, and it went in a whole nother direction.
Let me say this.
Literally, when they
No. I was literally on here, and I was watching y'all, and I heard the complete silence. I said, "Oh yeah, it's time for me to get on here because they finna get depressed, and we can not have these get on here depressed. I can get this spirit out of here." The spirit of depression and hurting the feet fell on this live so hard. I said, I got to get this off. Hey, y'all, Negro. Y'all,
all of them got DMs.
Bishop say, so are y'all healed? I'm doing this. I'm like, oh Lord, it's time for me to get on. So I had to come on out. I had to change this thing. I had to it went from
the atmosphere.
Now they were y'all getting ready to go down there. Y'all getting ready to start crying and all that kind of stuff. I'm like, nah, you can't do that. Y'all didn't hard that time. I said, yeah. It was on June the 24th. I started coming. I said, a little loud. This will not happen tonight. I shifted that way back. Y'all even have Rice over there finna cry.
Right, Stephen Broderick. Right. He's supposed to be the comedian.
He's supposed to take y'all out of there. I saw his glasses are drooping down. I said, the devil. I said, no, this thing just happened tonight. Not under my watch.
Thank you, Pastor.
Yes, sir.
Pastor Tate, thank you, man.
Y'all
going another direction, man.
That's my job.
That's
my job to get them to be transparent, Tate.
Hey, I'm like Jesus. I might not come when you want me.
I think, hey, Tate, before we go, I think everybody was going in, but Johnson, he was remaining strong.
Yeah, he was there looking at y'all like, I know they ain't gonna do this on my.
Wait, y'all, Johnson froze on us.
No.
Johnson said, I'm just in the process.
I promise y'all, I was getting myself together coming on, and I said, oh my goodness, they gonna get depressed. And Lynch is saying, yeah, Bishop, let's just talk about something else because we're getting ready to just go in another place. I said, oh, it's time for me to get on this line because this is irate. And you know, I didn't want that to happen tonight. That was gonna be a bummer. We gotta
listen.
We gotta come back.
I need everybody to do two things tonight. Number one, I need everybody to sow into this tonight. I need everybody to give. Bishop says this every Saturday, that these are the type of platforms that you would normally pay for. And anytime you can get a Broderick Rice and a Frank Ray and a Prophet Perry and a John Terry Tate and Herbert Johnson and Bishop Greg Davis all in one place, at least you should do. The very least you should do is just sow a seed. I told Bishop, listen, there's too many cash apps to be given out. We're going to just give one cash app. I'm going to ask that we put his cash app down, and whatever it is, you know, nobody's on here to get rich, but whatever it is that you have, give it. Bishop Greg Davis cash app is # Greg MD, # Greg MD. So 20. It was good on last Saturday. I need more of you giving on tonight. And Bishop, people may not say it, but listen, I know you're on every day, multiple times a day. And we say you was on late last night. You was on Saturday night. What's the day? Oh, yeah, you was on Saturday and Sunday with the Prophets. And let me tell you, you blessing a lot of people to be able to hear these messages and hear these conversations. And, you know, I know Tate don't want to have no church, but don't become weary in well-doing. And I want you all that's watching to give. What'd you say?
Oh, yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. If y'all give, I'll let Tate get that hoop trigger out tonight, and I'll let him holler for you tonight.
Up the offering.
He said he needs the offering. Everybody give tonight. If everybody give.
Everybody give. I mean, if everybody give, I really want to be a blessing to these brothers. They don't have to do this. This is entertainment too, even though, you know, it was a funeral that took place before Tate came to resurrect us. But everybody give that $20 if you can. Somebody just gave 25. If we were on the road somewhere, you have to pay to get in there. So everybody, let's do it.
Renee said, y'all know I'm the messy one, so I'll read the comment. She said, I don't know any of you, so why would I sow into a live feed you choose to put up to get attention? Well, Renee, guess what, Renee? You watching us. We don't even know who you are. You don't hear watching us.
Well, I just deleted it.
I gotta go, y'all, because Renee finna make.
Now listen, I need us. Now we all preachers on tonight. Ain't nobody thinking about Renee. Renee bored. It's 11:30 at night. She ain't got no. She's single. She right on here trying to get her a good laugh and find out how to get a man. We ain't gonna let that distract us. We need everybody giving. You know what I'm gonna take?
I have a block ministry. So,
hey Tate, the devil always creep in when it's time for the offering.
Yep.
That's the enemy. Satan, the Lord rebuke you.
Somebody said that's Broderick X.
Listen, everybody give. Listen, as we go, I want everyone to keep in prayer the family of Jacob Blake that was shot multiple times in the city of Kenosha, Wisconsin. And so let's keep them in prayer as well as we end tonight. Everybody is giving. Are they still giving, Bishop? I want as many people to give as possible. What'd you say, Broderick? All right. All right. Also, tomorrow night, we're going to be on live at 8 p.m. I have a conversation I'm having entitled Rethinking Church. Rethinking Church tomorrow at 8 p.m. I'm going to be joined. You can follow it on my page. Follow me at Carlton A. Lynch, and you'll see it. Myself, Bishop Greg Davis. There will be Pastor Herbert Johnson and a few others going to join us tomorrow. We're going to talk about this whole dynamic. Pastor Corey Brooks of Chicago. So that's 8 p.m. We're going to be talking about tomorrow where the church goes from here. Again, thank you, Bishop Davis, for the opportunity. Good night.
And let me just say this, everybody, please vote. Please vote.
Yeah. Yes.
Y'all vote November 3rd, okay? Please vote. And thank you for your giving. I'll make sure that we be a blessing to these preachers that are on here on tonight. Thank you all. Be listening. We may do it again. I appreciate it. Are we done, Lynch?
We're done, sir.
All right. Good night, y'all.
Good night, Bishop.
I'm trying to lead us up here so everybody can see it because we're still giving. I'll pull y'all out, Lynch.